Just waiting a few seconds now for the usual sound check and such.
Maybe I'm just a comic. Isn't that enough?
You could be so much bigger
Oh,
than
got
that.
some nice advertising happening. That's cool. Okay. Alright. Just gonna tweet and then we'll get started. It's oh, I'll talk when I'm ready. So yeah, I just tweeted that it's both special and coincidental, this stream, and that is the truth of it. The gist being, oh, my volume's really high here. Hang on. Really? And that is the truth of it. Yeah. Oh, I gotta reset here. That's the intro starting again. It is special and coincidental. Ah, yeah, I did an extra save there. The Phantom Forest and Phantom Train are what's next. It's kind of cool that it happens to be Halloween. I thought it was a good time to do it. So I could be going to bed right now, and I would have felt pretty good about that, but instead we're doing this, which is also a perfectly good thing to do. It's actually an awesome thing to do, like doing this on a day that happens to be Halloween is pretty cool, I think. So let's appreciate it for what it is. I'm just half paying attention, checking the config here. Alright, that'll be nice. I kind of thought I'd fight a couple randoms, just in case someone wanted to join in later. We got 358 experience and 2 people will level. We may as well try and get our level average up just in case we meet another character. And you know what? No real big deal if Shadow were to leave. Ish. I might want to take this ninja gear. Let's keep his ninja gear just in case he runs away, because I haven't screwed with anything that would stop him from running away. Nettle Hopper. I like that these guys aren't so crass anymore. Oh, whoops. I kind of thought Cyan would one-shot them. Everything being as exponential as it is in this game, Cyan's eventually going to be a bit of a powerhouse with the attack command. But physicals are never really so fantastic in this game. Yeah, it happens that it's Halloween and that I'm doing the Phantom Train. What was I gonna do? I was gonna look at... Oh, he's got no shield on. Okay. What kind of experience am I getting here, anyway? Is that 350 gonna take long? Oh, it's not gonna take long at all. See, that's funny, because I had actually talked about, I feel like in Sabin's scenario, the experience gains are pretty low. And I believe that's intentional, because it's so much longer than the other ones, and these characters, they still end up a little over-leveled compared to the rest of the group when everyone reconvenes after the 3-scenario portion of the game. Yeah, I almost like the idea of gaining a whole extra level. Gaining one with Shadow won't do anything. I don't believe he contributes to the level averages for the next couple points where it matters. So we'll see how that goes. We got 109 experience to the battle here. That's not bad. I don't want to grind like crazy. This game, I don't need to trivialize it, but I am playing with a few constraints. It's not exactly a challenge playthrough, but there are constraints. It's going to be a different game than I'm used to. His air knife, or air lancet, as it's known in the Woolsey release, does seem to be strong against these nettle hoppers. And Cyan's really not strong. Shadow's actually stronger than him, and he has that two-handed effect, so figure that out. And the bonus part of wasting a little time at the start of the stream here, kind of hinted at it already, but you know, I got the stream title set up, I've started, and the tweet went out, so just in case anyone was interested in watching, they'll have a chance to show up, so it is semi-intentional, which is the best kind of intentional. What kind of damage can Sabin do? He's in the back row, and he's got a stick. He can do 37. He should probably just be praying over and over again. Okay, Sabin and Cyan gained levels. Well, Cyan's only 594 to level up. I think we'll do that. Because he's gonna be my damage dealer for a while. And I'm not scared, but like I said, dilly-dallying serves multiple useful functions right now. His damage went up like 10%. It's not bad. That was more than 10%. A couple days ago I thought I was going to have the opportunity to stream. Look at this, I found a good leveling square. And then I was like, you know what, I'm at the Phantom Force, I should save it for Halloween. So it's like semi-intentional, but not super intentional. So I was going to go and play Tactics or something. Then I didn't. I think that ended up being a good decision. You know what I did instead? I had about an hour to kill. Kids were sleeping, and I'm glad I didn't start a stream because my kids woke up earlier than is normal. And I was watching Elsie Sulla's the last session of Survivor, Civilization 4 Survivor. He's in his third season of pitting the AIs against each other in a Survivor-like format. It's not actually that Survivor-like, but it's quite amusing to watch. And when you know Civilization and Civilization 4 fairly well, it's kind of cool to see. And his commentary is really good, and the people watching all seem, you know, fairly knowledgeable and invested. It's pretty cool. I love playing Civilization games. I've been with them since the beginning, and before I even understood them, frankly. I rarely play on high difficulty, so it's funny to watch so many people who are so smart engaging in conversation about those things. So there's a shout out. Interesting thing about Prey that I just noticed, it hits both sides of a two-side encounter, where normally a multi-target Cure 1, for example, only hits one side. So it's interesting that Prey is maybe accidentally a bit another way of distinguishing Prey and low-level Cure magic. Once we walk into this forest down here, by the way, we're considered to be in the Phantom Forest. It'll be pretty clear when that happens. These guys use Wing Snap on you, which inflicts Berserk. And Berserk removes your control of a character, makes them constantly fight, but also makes them stronger. And I think it would make Cyan one-shot them, so I was kind of hoping it would happen every time there. Shadow's one-shotting them, and I think that's because of his air elemental weapon. Okay, we're close-ish. So we are going to have another character joining us, and he'll be challenging to level up. And that's another part of the reason for maybe we can affect the level average by having Sabin and Cyan gain some levels here. Cats are not worth a lot of experience in this game, not stray ones. Domesticated cats, they are worth much more experience. I guess stray cats are still domesticated, they're just, they're not wild cats. Wild cats do appear later in the game, don't they? I wonder what their name will be in this game, though, because I don't think it was the same name in Finest Fantasy releases. They were actually called that, apparently. I didn't know that. I don't know if it's on the box or not, but the Game Boy Advance re-releases of Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 were called Finest Fantasy 4 Advance. Yeah, Berserk Cyan. Yeah. Will we kill it? No, not quite. That's too bad. That would have been good fun. He is... Oh! Wait, that was the same one he had attacked before. It's not as exciting. Alright. Prey really does remove a lot of the... I don't know what I want to say here. Resource drain. And then we got a level 9 Cyan. He's strong. Sabin's weak. We're generally unsurprised by that. Okay. Let us mosey. We don't need the game to be easy, so... I don't remember the way through the Phantom Forest kind of screen by screen, but I would say I have the feeling down. I've played through it enough times that I think I know all the ways to go. See, those enemies give pitiful experience. They give good magic points later. For now it does not matter. I don't know if they have any good steals, actually, off the top of my head. I think that's like the only possible wrong turn in this version of the game. You can actually see the train in the background there. It's pretty cool. That Phantom Forest, that was kind of a non-event, wasn't it? I didn't encounter a couple of formations that I might want to see later. I guess it doesn't matter in this version of this game, but, you know, I didn't see the Popliums at all, or the 3 Ghost formation. The land of the dead. Can you fight Popliums here? I don't recall. I got those guys losing HP. They're supposed to be regaining HP if you're playing a bug fix game. These fights are going to take a really long time without things like Dispatch and Aurabolt and Shurikens. Oh, by the way, entering the Phantom Forest and still having Shadow with me, he's not going to just ditch me anymore, so I'm actually kind of stuck with him for better or for worse. Probably for better. I can bring this guy. Me as well. A commandless black mage. That's going to be super. It was a little bit obvious back with the Magitech armor, although I would have to think those are not especially hard to pilot. Like he had some success, I would say. Uh-oh. And fighting bombs might end up totally sucking. Oh. Oh, that's a piece of crap. Oops. Forgot about that. That's rotten. I might just have to let some ghosts die. And it's funny because that's happening because of the Lich Ring equipped. But you can still heal them out of battle with potions. And you kind of have to, for that matter. Some of these guys open stores, so worth talking to, I guess. Well, probably the 3 ghost formation appears here. Yeah, see? Value priced items. I don't know if anyone here uses Imp or not. Probably not going to have too many of those. I don't want to keep killing Winky, so Sabin's going to avoid prey for now. Unless it, you know, unless Winky's sacrifice makes more sense. Weird. You didn't say that about the last guy. There's 3 ghosts. Exciting. Uh-oh. Is this worthwhile? I guess probably. What? What item has that? Is he wearing a mithril glove? Safety glove. That was actually my rename, making it distinct from a Genji glove. And you know what? That was because of an idea that was ultimately abandoned. So, arbitrary name change there. Quite arbitrary. This fight's gonna take a long time. It's not gonna go badly or anything, but it is gonna take a long time. Oh, and the drain spell could end up being dangerous. Oh, that was helpful though. That will be less helpful. Oh. I thought that was gonna be way stronger. I had said something earlier about the drain spell is actually just quite strong in this game, so. I feel like the actual train battle is going to be challenging. No suplexing. No dispatch. No shurikens. Phoenix down. I might end up using a Phoenix down. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Don't tell anyone. I shouldn't be spending... Is this even the dining car? Like, why did I spend all that potion equivalent money? Oh, this is not the dining car. Okay. I feel less bad, but still bad about it. I don't want to play for too long because I want to be able to go to sleep, so you know what, I might even finish after the Phantom Train. Or maybe after Baron Falls. In a normal game, I would say, they could easily destroy that many ghosts. Bloody persistent. So is the idea here that Sabin would be leaping and carrying the rest of the team? Like, in his arms? Uh-oh. That was added. Here's a button. It automatically does the thing we need it to do at any given time. It's that kind of button. It's the do something button. See? Look. First it detaches train cars, now it opens holes in walls. Just like you would expect. For some reason I like fighting these guys. I like I don't know. That is not something I can explain, but I think they're neat enemies that are not very threatening. We don't really need a 10. Speaking of 10, Sabin's got all this MP, and we can actually use his cure spell outside of battle without hurting Winky. Winky, by the way, is not a euphemism, it's a Pac-Man reference. And if you were to have more than one ghost, I think it'd be Winky and Inky? And then there's Clyde. That was actually kind of funny. Sabin's white mages have the lowest evasion of everyone. Do I want to find another shop guy? It's probably not going to do me much good. Pretty bland without all those commands. It'll might end up getting, I don't know, spicier once we got some serious magic. Oh, that thing's strong. Not a fan. Didn't kill him. That's nice. Soon we won't have this ghost in our team, and that'll make things a little bit easier. We should also have access to free healing soon. I think, like, immediately, actually. So, may as well use lots of cure spells, is I guess what I'm getting at. Out of battle cure spells. In battle cure spells aren't so useful right now. By the way, Winky had level averaging to determine his level. And, what did he come at? 10? Because that would mean my average... There's no way it's 10. 10. Oh, it's based on the current team. Okay, so that would suggest that Gao would join with an average level of 10. And... then -2 or -3? -3, I think. So he'd end up at 7. Not useless, but low. This is my favorite version of this scene. The Sabin version. Although I guess it's the Cyan version, isn't it? He was the one at the top. Because he's my knight. It'd be interesting if that had some kind of very distant repercussion. You find out Sabin doesn't rejoin in the second half of the game because he's become one of the undead or something like that. Is that useful? More useful than this. What about this safety glove? I mean, safety glove. Yeah, okay. It's still gonna be good. Earring is useful. Earring will be useful, maybe I should say. There's some oddities in the game here. I wonder if they might have been addressed by the base hack here. Siegfried, the world's greatest swordsman, and that's completely the original translation. What a fierce opponent this will be. Go, guys. Ha. 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 I, in fact, do not give up. Oh, okay. Epic. I find that funny that they have that unattributed line, "what a windbag," because I can't really picture any of the current parties saying that. Like, even Sabin, I don't think would say, "what a windbag," about Siegfried. Maybe he would. Experience here is so bad. And it's intentional, but it's weird. Fairy ring. Could fairy ring be useful? What does that do again? Poison and darkness. Okay, so my star pendants are no longer useful. But I'm not using those. Okay. Well. Probably is useful for Cyan, who has the highest stamina and most reliance on physical accuracy. Is there anyone close to a level? Oh, golly, there is. Sabin's super close to a level, and he's the only one. So we'll hit that anyway. Here's one of these rooms. Oh no, this one stuff is taken. One of these rooms has kind of stuff on the ground, is the oddity. And it seems accidental, I think. It would kind of depend who you ask, but I would say it seems accidental. Ooh. I don't care to fix that. Okay, that was Sabin getting a level. What's funny is, my ghost has left the party. I could get another ghost to join my party. Somewhere. I could, I'm not saying I will. So this room... Nope, not this room. Maybe something here has already been one of those items addressed by the nature of the hack. Oh, I have to somehow kill this thing without sword tech, blitz, and throw. Wonder if it has anything to steal. Was this the one that used to be called PM Stalker? I thought that was a pretty clever localization choice. Oh. That's not cool. Oh, I shouldn't have used steel. Or maybe I should have, because it seems to me that I'm going to get hit with this lightning attack a lot. Oh. That's pretty strong. Don't get killed now, guys. I said don't. So this might be one of those times where the cure spell makes sense. My pray command is nifty and free, but also very weak. Oh, that's gonna be awful. Fuck. I think we're gonna get in a loop of that for a little bit. Well, that's not so bad. I like that the lightning can be blocked with a shield. The lightning is basically one of those special attacks, which are not so special. Oops. Oh, that was stupid. That was me holding the A button. I guess it didn't matter, but I didn't want it to happen that way. Hyper wrist. I already have a hyper wrist, and it's not that exciting. Okay. Is there another treasure car? I don't think so. So this is probably a good place to tent up. This is going to be probably a pretty crappy battle. And I could gain another level for Cyan if I thought it were going to matter, but I don't. If I lose, that's probably what we'll do. Of course, trains have a button on their stack that allows you to turn them off. No. Well, as well. Anything else we could do to make this better? I think that I forgot. I could whip out a Phoenix down on this guy, couldn't I? Why don't I try and survive for like 30 seconds? And if anything gets desperate, I use a Phoenix down, and I'll feel okay about it. Because I think that this battle is going to be bad. Starting with that, by the way. Oh, that's rotten. Look at this. Those were not good outcomes. That was also not good. Well, the damage is high. Maybe it won't be that bad. Doesn't this guy only have like 1500 HP or something? Oh, and I forgot, poison damage gets a little bit cumulative in a nasty way. Might need to fix that poison. What does that do? I don't remember. Oh, it just kicks my butt, that's what it does. Okay, awesome. Oh, Sabin's gonna be dead anyway, so that's stupid. I cured my poison and keeled over. Oh, that's probably the end of us. Okay. Said I'd feel okay about it. Right? Good job, team. Steal. Oh, that was stupid. That was pretty fantastically stupid. You know what? I could have won that with, maybe more than one try. Healing the poison faster would have helped. Having a blitz command would have helped. A lot of things could have made that go better, but whatever. Final Fantasy V sure had a lot of those cutscenes where you had to wait a certain amount of time. There aren't many of them in this game, that's for sure. Wait, she says. Do I look like a waiter? That was a bit of an edit from the original script for sure. Practicing with my sword to make sure Mom's alright. That wasn't like that in the Woolsey translation. In that case, I'm going to run back and forth. Oh, my team is in pretty crappy shape. Especially when Shadow leaves. Oh, what would happen? Wouldn't that be delightful? We could experiment. There are some significant bugs around Shadow leaving, I can tell you that. What should I do right now? 250 experience for Cyan to level. We're going to grind out 250 experience, which is probably 2 to 3 battles. If I don't get too many clusters of kitties. Oops. Well, whatever. That was 89 experience. These are an interesting formation to keep finding again and again. I think they got just enough to make it happen in 3 battles. Oh, Sabin can one-shot one of those now, at least when he's Berserk. So that's a bit of a treat. Sabin gained a level. So what that does, if you're interested to know, is Sabin is now at level 10 and Sabin is now at level 12, which means my level average for meeting a new party member is 11, which will make anyone joining my team in the near future marginally less crappy. Oh, how's this gonna go? Is there something I can do to make this, again, less crappy? We kinda got nothing there. Okay, nothing here really gonna help. Well, Hyper Wrist. Maybe that makes sense. What does Fairy Ring do again? I don't need that for this part. So let's try that out. Let's go save again, because there's a good chance I'm gonna die a couple times here. And this is not a boss where I can use a arbitrary Phoenix down. Of course, in the worst case, I could go grind out levels, but that doesn't sound very fun for anyone, so let's avoid that. See you. That would have been a good time for a dog bark. There's an interesting mechanic never used anywhere else in the game here. These guys are called a Pinnacus now. That's funny. There's a different enemy called a Pinnacus in the Woolsey translation. Sorry. The mechanic I speak of is, the battle with the boss happens automatically after a certain amount of time has elapsed, regardless of how many fish you stab. So we can just sit here for something like 30 seconds. Go ahead and pray up with Sabin so that we have perfect health. And after a certain point, suddenly the boss will pop up when I kill that fish. As soon as I kill that fish. Then the question is, can Sabin kill the boss before we die? And the answer, I think, is probably no. But we'll see. Oops. Well, maybe it'll work out. Nope. So, Sabin, we'll just have you keep on praying, because you can't really contribute in offense. And Sabin, you can wipe out these fish, and probably by the time you do, the pink fish will show up. I wonder if it'll be called pink fish. I think not. Salmon. Dangerous salmon. There's the dangerous salmon. Okay, now here, Sabin can heal or attack. His attack does like 20 points of damage, but it's better than healing because we kind of need to kill this stupid thing. Oh, nope. Nope. I take back what I said. Sabin might be able to keep them alive. What this guy's deal is he always uses... He has access to this attack. I don't think any other enemies have it off the top of my head. I don't remember. It's one of Mog's dance steps called El Nino. Or El Nino, I guess, because it's no... Enye in this game. And it probably wipes the party. And in vanilla, it pretty much always wipes the party unless you come in dramatically over-leveled. So I think it'll happen the same way here. So basically, as long as El Nino doesn't happen, we'll win. Sabin can keep us healthy against little blizzard spells and such. But I think if El Nino happens, we're doomed. So far, it's looking pretty good. Cyan's done some damage. You're noticing he's mostly getting 2 actions on his turns, which is kind of uncommon in this game. Funny, after playing Final Fantasy III before, where all the bosses get 2 or 3 actions. Hey, that wasn't bad at all. I kind of thought that was going to be a big series of El Ninos, and you know, I'd fight him 6 times. Okay, super. We jumped down a waterfall. We should feel every bit as good as you would expect. A cat licking my toes. So I feel as good as you would expect. Got a few options here that are actually kind of interesting, and one is I could fight on the Veld even though we don't need rages and can't get rages. We could accumulate green berets, which is an interesting prospect. The cat's a bit of an asshole. These kiss my foot, and then every so often. And that worked? Oh. Why don't we go see what Mobliz has for us? And let's save having beaten Rizzo Pa. This is going to be time consuming. I don't do well with time consuming, I guess. What's funny is if I were playing this on a console the normal way, I would never think that I needed to fast forward. It was always a perfectly fine game with no fast forward. Rage grinding is admittedly pretty crappy to sit through. I could really go for a better sword for Cyan. He's got literally the worst sword in the game, the Mithril Blade. Until the GBA release, when they had to go and introduce a worse one, the Excalibur. You scare animals. Combat will feel so much faster once I have him on my team. Not that he's some legendary fast person, but having more characters just fixes that problem a lot of the time. No. No. Nada, nada, nada. No. Probably no big deal. Funny that Gao shows up in the list, I'm realizing here. Why not? There's a lot of stuff. I wonder how my Optimum will do with that. 5 magic from the Magus hat? I didn't make that change, did I? Seems pretty good. It's 1 point better than the plumed hat on defense, but magic boost is nice. Do you ever check your clock for elixirs? You probably didn't. Injured lad. Should I try and get the Tintinna bar? It's a pretty stupid item. And it's time consuming to get. And there's a trick you can do here. You can talk to that guy to reset the letter sending thing. But I don't particularly see the need in that. Here's a nice free bed. I think we'll get Gao. Maybe we'll fight until we get 1 green beret. And then we'll pop back here and send some more letters or whatever happens. How many letters do you have to do? 3? Frostbite. That's a different name. Remember I talked about Blizzard early in the run? I said it automatically uses it once your party level is above a certain marker. So we have crested that marker. Of course, it doesn't really bring us any danger now. So you feed Gao, and he runs back and forth. This will be a fun scene to see if there's differences. Now where it's so odd is the same. I'm Cyan and he is Sabin. See, that doesn't sound like Cyan to me. You Cyan, Sabin, you Cyan. What is this supposed to be? Wonder where he learned to speak. Thou, thou. Thou, thou. Thou, thou. Thou, thou. Oh, this guy's so much like my 3-year-old. He comes up and he hits you. That was a mean thing to do. I'm not mean. Shiny, shiny. Mister, that was that one over there. Listen, what's so spinning? Again, he's really reminding me of my 3-year-old. This Kappa scene's interesting because it's irrelevant to me. And you can't skip this one. I think after this game, the next game I saw Kappas in was, what was it called? The first Goemon game on Nintendo 64. Was that one, Mystical Ninja? Starring Goemon? I think we want to keep him with those. Well, yeah. You know, if we buy another white cape, that'd be useful. But it's also 5,000 bucks. That doesn't sound like worthwhile. I don't know what to do here. It's not like I've got anything interesting. What did Shadow use? Guy with a normal command loadout. That's going to be weird to see. And a weapon without a merit award. That Magus hat made a substantial difference to the power of prey. It made about a 10-point difference from about 50 to about 60. These guys have something useful to steal, right? Bandanas or something? I already bought bandanas. So, unless the actual steel formula ratio thing is failing, I'm just getting unlucky with probably a 1/8 chance. Which is generally the rare steal rate in the game. Maybe I should kill one of them. I like the idea of stealing from them, but this is annoying already. Thankfully, this game doesn't have tons of rare, grindy things. It has a few. nothing so amazing in the early game. Come on. Okay, we're gonna kill it. Like, in that much time, I could have fought a couple more battles and earned more money. Probably more than the banana costs. More than the banana costs, for sure. I even got a potion. Oh, what do you do? Oh yeah, I should do letter writing. Oh, I need, yeah. Yes, you just told me. Wait, not you. A single potion? This time I'm gonna go to the right place. It just seems courteous to talk to him before you open his mail and read it to him. Am I almost out of money? Is it faster to talk to that guy or to run out of town? I feel less passive running out of town. Boy, it gets a one-tile town thing on the map. Do you have to talk to that guy? Oh, cool. Tintinnabulum. Because that makes much more sense than Tintinabar. I still have 3,000 gil. Maybe I should grind out one more white cape. You know what? Maybe I will. It'll be handy for the Kefka battles. I've got a shot at getting a green beret in the meantime. Let's get 5,000 gil. in the laziest way possible. Lazy? I don't know. I'm reducing the amount of time, but really, there's only one more or less valid command for each of these characters at this point right now. So the thing about the Velt, if you're not super familiar with Final Fantasy VI, is you encounter more or less all the enemies from other areas in the game. They keep giving you things like items and money and magic points when that starts to matter. They do not give you experience. And there was a while ago when the SNES Classic Mini came out, and I was giving someone advice in this game. I said, keep your levels low, so grind on the Velt. It's a good way to mess around with different enemies, get some money, get some items, things like the Green Berets, without leveling up a whole bunch. But it's kind of sucky for level 7 Gao. High potion times 2, nice. And that was 300 gil. This minor farming of gold is gonna go pretty quickly. Another battle like that and I'm done. But I do really want a Green Beret. Oh, it's Big Briar. You got me at a time when I really want to go to bed. How come it still shows that I only have a person here? Whatever. How you doing? This was my first encounter on the Velt. Am I back to the start of the list? No complaints. Go ahead and complain, man. Go ahead and complain. Happy Halloween. I had a good Halloween. My kids were good. My kids were happy and good. That's about the best you can ask for. I wish Finn napped. He would have done way better at trick-or-treating if he napped. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, the one who's old enough to really appreciate it did. He found a group of friends, actually, while he was out and about. And so my wife was doing the majority of the supervising, but sounds like he had a pretty great night. And then the other two, they called it quits early. Like I said, one didn't nap. That makes things a bit challenging. and their costumes. The 3-year-old said he wanted to be a lava monster, and I don't know where the heck he got that from, but he said lava monster. So we found like a red dragon costume on a rack somewhere. And it was a pretty cool red dragon costume, so he was a lava monster. And then around the time when he decided that, we happened to have watched recently the How to Train Your Dragon movies. And so with that, my oldest son decided he wanted to be a dragon rider. He had a couple other options he was waffling on, but we couldn't find other things. But there was talk of him being no, not a llama monster. There was talk of him being a dragon rider. And so we found a Viking costume, and it was kind of perfect. I think I have well over the amount of money I needed. More money does not equate to more problems in this game, though, so there's that to consider. Get these out of here. I'm just being OCD about my inventory, because dried meat is a better thing than potions and worse than high potions, so let's stick it in the right spot. There, now we have it for the future. You were Raptor Jesus. Is that... I feel like it's not the first time I've heard of that. Is that like an institution, the Raptor Jesus institution? Confused for Velociraptor. Yeah. One thing I find funny is when you're equipped with more than one white cape, which is still, for some reason, fairly effective at defending you. I've never worn more than one cape, but I wouldn't expect it to do a great job protecting me. I think I would just start to feel pretty stupid. Oh, I know Velociraptor. Oh, Raptor Jesus is an old meme? How embarrassing to be confused for Velociraptor when you're Raptor Jesus. How embarrassing. Is Magitech armor still hard? I bet not. Oh, but that could probably take me out after a couple shots. (2005). Are you not like an Imgur browser now, Brian? I would really like to get green berets, but I'm not going to hang around here when I don't need anything else. And I have this character who normally gains powers by fighting in this area, but that's not how things work in this semi-arbitrary hack, so maybe we should get out of here. We'll finish this scenario for tonight and then go to bed. All the damn time. All the damn... Oh, Imgur. All the damn time. Sometimes I do, but the times when I don't for a long period of time, I feel like I gain a lot of usable minutes, you know? Imgur is, you can lose 3 hours if Imgur's not shitty that day. It's funny that you consider it to be gaining time even, but I mean, yes, I believe the same thing, but it's funny that you call it gaining time, as if you were going to somehow earn time by avoiding stupid things like Facebook is a total time sink. And when you think of what you earn by looking at Facebook, the answer is nothing. I don't mean to talk down about Facebook. I was the one who was getting us all into it back when it was kind of new to market in our area, but Facebook is weird. I remember hearing once, this is an interesting thing. It was like high school, when I realized that I hated People magazine. Bear with me, this is connected. I decided I hated People magazine. All the cool people I like don't even use it. Yeah, me, right? Well, we have another friend also who was on it for a while and then said, this is stupid. And, yeah. A couple, actually, when I think about it. Anyway, so I hated People magazine, and the reason I hated People magazine is because I felt it was not about people. And the thing that got me thinking about it was actually when I found out that there was a magazine called Teen People, and I was like, okay, doesn't the title of that magazine basically completely mean that teenagers are not people? Like, you are now separating people from teen people. These are two different things you're saying. So you're identifying that all of the people who are teenagers are no longer people. What's up with that? I thought that was derogatory and maybe a bad marketing decision. So that's one thing. I didn't like People magazine, and the other thing is it's all about celebrities, and celebrities are, I guess, people. But, you know, it didn't report on people that I know or like. So I decided I didn't like People magazine. And I would pick on the people who were into the celebrity gossip. I didn't know what the compulsion was to be interested in and aware of celebrity gossip. And I would pick on people about it. And one of the people who I remember picking on about it was my oldest sister. And when I got talking to her about it, well, I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but it came back to one day. She came to defending the point of view that knowing celebrity gossip is a natural thing for people, and in particular, she said women, which might sound a little sexist, but it's rooted in something. She said there is a developmental / evolutionary need for women to be aware of what's happening with other people in positions of power. And this comes from basically tribal life, where they are able to base family decisions, including things about protection and mating, on the status of other people in the tribe. So the awareness of events in the lives of influential people is in what she said, and this was 20 years ago in all likelihood, is rooted in some kind of biological compulsion that serves a purpose, is what she was saying. When I met my wife, she would read like Perez Hilton and other super duper trashy celebrity gossip sites, and I kind of took it with a grain of salt, partly because of that. Now she doesn't. I don't know why that is. But yeah, the idea is, as much as I basically abhor hearing celebrity gossip, it's supposedly rooted in a woman's role in a more tribal form of social life. Facebook is sort of the same thing, but a little more a different scale, because you're not finding out about celebrities, you're finding out about people from high school who you don't associate with anymore and things like that. It's not guided towards celebs because they are more the well-known people, I guess. Referring to People magazine? Actually, you know, a funny thing about this is, it's now guided towards celebs. Yeah, they're the influential ones, is I guess the idea. Normally you would want to know things about whatever person in a tribe was in a position of power, but now that's sort of the celebrity. If a celebrity showed up at your tribe, you'd all be bowing down to them or whatever it was. I don't know exactly what that's like. My exposure to life in a more primitive environment is limited. Anyway, yeah, Facebook is a funny thing. So it started out being connect with others, but it did sort of end up being about celebrities again, didn't it? Because Facebook, back when we all got into it, and Ontario was a hot market for it, actually, at the time. Like, we were sort of the early adopters in the larger scale. After it dropped its specific association with universities in the US, Ontario was kind of the next breakout market. So when people like you and I were starting to use Facebook, there was very little advertising, or it seemed like very little advertising. There were celebrities using it, but there was no interaction with them. There was no following. There was not even any liking at first, was there? But then, you know, it came to be that you would use Facebook for things like following celebrity news. And certainly, they can get your attention via advertising very easily on Facebook. Since we got talking about this, I stopped paying attention to what I was doing in the game, and I'm now walking back and forth. I wanted to fight one enemy on here. It's called, in this translation, it's called Satellite. And it drops a very nice piece of equipment for the early game, but I feel like I'm going to be waiting around forever. So maybe I should get out of here. They had to have a normal page. Yeah, exactly. People had to friend them. And it seemed to me that when Twitter came out, and you know, it was your connections were one-way connections, optionally, that was the better way to connect with celebrities. But then Facebook sure got it. The enemy drops. It's in a lot of the Final Fantasy games. It's a piece of headgear called the Green Beret. So I think it's in Tactics. It's definitely in 9. And it's a fairly still low-level piece of headgear that offers a couple nice bonuses. In this game, it's a bonus to HP and evasion. It's nice for the early game. You don't know this game especially well, though, do you? You've probably seen me walk back and forth on this freaking plane over and over, because, you know, we have a history of watching one person play a game. Jesse was watching the last time I was playing, and we were talking about how funny it was, and he was watching and commenting, and I was like, we should get pizza. And he had said he had already had pizza that day. Yes. Law of averages. Yeah, the enemy's called Satellite in this translation. In the normal North American original translation of this game, it was called Telstar. I don't know if they dropped that for copyright reasons or what. Well, they wouldn't in an independent hack, which is what this is based on, so. And then I hacked on top of an existing hack, but I didn't change anything related to names or dialogue or anything. I just made it so that I had distinct... Oh, here it is! Distinctive knights, thieves, white mages, and black mages. This shouldn't be too hard. I beat this guy before. But sometimes he can do nasty things. Should I keep attacking the satellite? Probably. To our homes. I didn't know if I should be killing it or the fodder that it was summoning. And then I said to him something like, but I need to eat gluten-free pizza now, so what's the point? Gluten-free pizza is a funny thing. All the major chains do it. In a lot of cases, it's safe and pretty tasty, but you can only order it in a small. And I think it's because the crusts are basically not baked in store. So you can only get a small gluten-free pizza from the major chains around here. The other funny thing is Pizza they do have a gluten-free crust. You can order a gluten-free pizza, but they have their pepperoni has gluten in it, so you can't get a pepperoni pizza from Pizza Pizza. Yeah, it kind of sucks. One time I was at an event for it was Morgan's birthday, and her parents ordered pizza for me, just for me. It was very nice. They took good care of me, and yeah, Green Beret. Cool. That'll be helpful for Gao, probably. Can everyone use it? No. Why not? Alright. And they ordered a chicken pizza, and I thought that was a little bit unusual, especially as like party food. But it was actually just because they were very cognizant of what I was able to have. It was cool. It was cool. Hey, you know what you would like, Brian? I was watching this guy on Twitch, and you're not much of a Twitch person, right? But the account name is LC Sulla. I'll type it in. And he does this thing. You've got it going now, like once a week. Yeah, it's nice of people to not murder me. That's a bonus. The LC Sulla, the thing he's been doing, and I don't know when he broadcasts, but I think it's scheduled, is Civilization 4 Survivor, and it's just pitting the AIs against each other over like an elimination tournament and seeing how they do, and it's neat. I think it's neat. Oh, is this the part where you lose money? Oh. That was stupid. Erg. Yeah, I watched. It was amusing. I mean, it's really just watching the AI, and it moves at a reasonable pace, but the guy provides commentary throughout, and there's lots of followers, and they're knowledgeable about civilization. It's quite cool to watch. I thought it was quite cool to watch. The last one I watched, I had heard of it, but I hadn't watched it before. But yeah, I thought it was pretty neat when I watched it. I don't know what else to tell you about it. It was neat. It's Civilization. Sometimes the AIs do dumb things. He plays with all the AIs on the highest level, so it was weird how some were so successful and some not. But you know, that also depends on the land, on luck. Lots of factors at work in that game. Okay, time to go in the water, gal. Yeah. Here's a wonderful Mode 7 sequence. It's a pretty pointless one. I wonder if these enemies can clobber me. When you're playing the game normally, and you get access to enemy abilities, some of these enemies are pretty darn strong. And normally, again, when you play this part of the game, your characters have such good abilities that it doesn't really matter what the enemies do, frankly. You're kind of overpowered. A little bit slow without those overpowered abilities. I mean, I guess I've been saying that for a while. This is the part of the game where 3 people are sharing a diving helmet and moving through an underwater trench that allows them to cross an ocean. 'Cause realism! I don't know if the white mage characters are ever really going to have anything significant to contribute. Used to do it all the time, sharing diving helmets and crossing oceans, right? And quickly! I like when people who are blind dodge. I feel like it's an episode of Daredevil or something. I don't know if it's been explored in the comics or not. I'm a little bit uninitiated here, but I have to ask. Maybe you know, Brian. If Daredevil got his sight back, would he start being sucky? Like, not as a character, but in combat? These enemies miss a lot. Are these the ones that actually start blind? Maybe it makes a difference. He would have to close his eyes. Seeing things would confuse him. That's interesting. Now you're just reasoning that, right? That's not a thing that you would know about Daredevil. I was just gonna ask who else is awesome but blind. I know there's a guy in like the Mortal Kombat series, and that's kind of what I was thinking of, but I just knew you were gonna say either Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles, and probably you wouldn't know which one. It's not born blind or mutant power, it's like chemical spill type situation. Let's do a little bit of shopping, but otherwise we're just gonna get out of here. Oh, we should do that hooker scene. Let's do the hooker scene. They just call her Dancer, eh? There's a rumored name for this girl from some point in development. Licentious Howler. That was the original translation, too. There's no way that was... Was that in the original Japanese script? I don't think so. I know there was something in the Game Boy Advance script where Sabin's like, I don't really do that, or something. Unaffected by these charms. The Humpty Dumpty dance. And rant, 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 rant. That was kind of funny. That was clearly different from the Ted Woolsey translation. I don't think I want any of those things. Nice to be able to buy white capes again, though. Anything valuable here? I don't think there's anything different from where I was. You do rant. You rant plenty. Relax. None of those are gonna do me any good. These arguably could. Smoke bomb. Well, that's pointless. I have flee commands now. Or do I? The answer is yes, but I know what you want that to sound like. And by that I mean, or do I? Okay, let's get back on the boat. What scenario should we do next? We finished Sabin's scenario. We have Terra's still to go. And locks. The order does not matter in the least. Except arguably, someone might say do locks last because you can't unequip them at the end. By the way, I didn't unequip my party just then, but yeah. Alright. So that's good. Done. So maybe I'll just leave it right here, and whoever's with me next time, or whoever wants to tweet me or whatever, can tell me which one to do. But I don't think anyone will tweet me or anything. But it'd be fun to have the option, right? Brian, what would you pick? Do you care? Do you know anything? And by that I mean you can do the guy on the left, his thing, which is like really crappy Final Fantasy version of Metal Gear. Or you can do the one on the bottom, which is really crappy, easy cave. Lock, I guess. Are you saying that just arbitrarily? Arbitrary seems to be working for me. The fun one is pretty much the one I just did, except it's questionable whether it's fun or not. I think the fun part of this game is going to be when they come back together. So, yeah. Maybe I'll be done for now. Anything good going on Twitch? Anyone else playing this game or anything? Or any other good game? Do the one your heart tells you to do. Well, my heart is lame, you know? I just wanted to hear from your heart or someone else's heart. Okay, I found some random French fellow who seems to be playing this game, so I'll probably jump to that and stop broadcasting for now and play another time. Thanks for showing up. I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, okay, lock, sure. If no one else tells me otherwise, I'll do lock because you said it. Thanks. Happy Halloween.